Derek Muller, otherwise known as Veritasium, is a PhD physicist that beat the YouTube algorithm. In 2024 alone, his videos averaged a ridiculous 7.7 million views. That's estimated to be millions of dollars in ad revenue alone. But his success on YouTube is not an accident. He spent years on YouTube before he went truly viral. And he even did a PhD exploring how people learn physics through film. But more on that later. This begs the question though. Derek doesn't use fast-paced cutting or crazy over-the-top animations to grab our attention. So what does Veritasium know about YouTube that we don't? How does he manage to go viral every single time? Well, there's a 3-step framework that this channel uses to guarantee virality. The first step to his success is how he utilizes curiosity. The reason you click on any of Veritasium's videos, or any educational video for that matter, is because of this fundamental emotion. In fact, his most popular video with over 100 million views starts with the question, why? Take a look at this thumbnail, for example. You can't help but wonder, why are these tiny asteroids the ones to worry about? What he's leveraging here is what is called a primitive. Primitives are useful abstractions that we utilize in our daily life, but are not generally aware of. One of those primitives might be the idea that the bigger something is, the more dangerous that it is. So our mind might think, okay, if bigger is more dangerous, why would the smallest asteroid be the one to worry about? And that invokes your curiosity, which means you click on the video. There are a bunch of these littered throughout his channel. Your brain might have a primitive like, democracy is the best system of government, our phones are secure, or we should avoid pain. But take a look at these thumbnails and titles. You can see immediately that it goes against your brain's primitive understanding, which leads to conflict, curiosity, and then ultimately your attention. But Derek doesn't stop there. He also introduces an unclosed loop in the intro. In other words, he shows you why your current understanding is not sufficient, and how the video will help grow that understanding. Take a look at the intro from his most popular video.
These are shade balls. They're being dumped into this water reservoir in Los Angeles. And contrary to what you may have heard, their main purpose is not to reduce evaporation. So what are they really for?
Contrary to popular belief, YouTube discourages clickbait, or what Derek calls type 2 clickbait. Derek knows this, which is why he immediately confirms to you that what you clicked on is exactly what you're going to get. If you don't do this, viewers will click off your video, decreasing your watch time. In this small snippet of his intro, we see a visual that immediately confirms that his video is going to explain exactly why there are 96 million shade balls in the reservoir. So he shows you what he's going to talk about and introduces a new question. That question in this case is, if they're not for reducing evaporation, what are they for? Just like a business with a great product will often fail with bad advertising, a channel with great videos or a person with great ideas will often fail because of bad packaging. Veritasium, however, nails his packaging. And the more you watch his videos, the more you will see how well his thumbnails and intros work together to introduce curiosity. The second part of the formula is the lesson. When you're trying to learn something, curiosity alone is not enough. In the same vein, viewers can't just click if you want them to learn something. They also have to watch through the video. The only way to succeed on YouTube is by competing for attention of the viewers. Unfortunately, however, it is extremely difficult to compete for attention against videos on entertainment. For educational creators, you have to consider what I like to call VPM, or value per minute. This is how much value you give the target audience per minute of the video. In my view, what VPM is measuring for educational creators is how effectively you are teaching and outlining the concepts in your video. And Derek knows about this. A lot of viewers don't know that Derek has a PhD in physics education, and his thesis was titled Designing Effective Multimedia for Physics Education. Multimedia just means more than one medium. YouTube videos have video and audio, which makes them a type of multimedia outlet. On YouTube, one way you can encourage effective learning in viewers is by decreasing what is called extraneous cognitive load. Oversimplified, cognitive load theory is the idea that every learning experience places burdens on our working memory. It also states that there are useful or intrinsic cognitive load and not useful or extraneous cognitive load. If you utilize this theory to its fullest extent, it's possible to decrease extraneous cognitive load by using multimedia sources. For example, in his videos on rainbows, you may see an animation of how a sphere reflects light. Then you might hear an explanation of how a sphere reflects light. But if you integrate the video and the audio together, it can decrease the amount of non-essential cognitive load. It may be hard to understand something if there is just audio, or just video. But together, they can work to produce a more holistic learning experience. The point is that if you integrate the video with the audio well enough, you can help the viewer learn more effectively. And that is exactly what Derek does. He explains complex ideas through clear visuals and a clear script. These two things then complement each other, which helps you understand and retain more of the information in his videos. And that brings us to the last step, which is the payoff. When you think about a book, you likely, more than anything, remember how it ended. That's why Derek ends every video with a moral. Whether it's about the importance of education or cosmic importance, he makes sure to leave you with an optimistic outlook on the world. You see, Derek's formula is quite simple, but also extremely interesting, because his content formula is also exactly the cycle someone goes through to learn something. Veritasium's videos help shine a light on what was previously unknown. As you can see from his content as well as the effort he puts behind each video, he truly cares about educating people around the world. According to Derek Muller, Veritasium means an element of truth. And in a way, we can see through him that education, when well done, is like putting on a pair of glasses. It helps you see more places than you thought were possible, and it makes the world a much more beautiful and interesting place. Derek Muller is a great educator, but there are a lot of people like him that have fascinating ideas but fail to package them well. If you're someone looking to build or grow your online presence with educational content, I'd love to work together with you. You can go to our website, presage.media, to find out more. Thank you so much for your time.